How important is this for you against a guy like Erickson Lubin, who has won 6 in a row?
It's extremely important, you know. Thank you for everybody coming to this event. I'm glad that everybody's recognizing as a big fight, especially this year with all the fights going on. But I'm very excited to be here, and I just want to put on a good show this Saturday.
What does it mean? You've been on many cards with Premier Boxing champions. As you see, your promoter, Samson Lukowitz, who, again, he always kept telling us, you know, watch out for this guy. Watch out for this guy. You know, even when you were fighting on non-TV portions of the cards and then you slowly moved your way up, you were co-main events, and now you are headlining here on Showtime. What does that mean to you to be in your main event?
It just shows that hard work pays off, you know. All these fighters, we all grew up at the same time. And me and Lubin, both growing up in Florida, it's nice to be recognized and to show that all the hard work pays off eventually.
Now, when you're facing a guy like Erickson Lubin, he has really hit his stride over the last few fights. He is extremely athletic. How do you plan to cut off his mobility in the ring?
I'm not going to say in front of everybody. I'm just going to do what I do on TV. You know, you'll figure it out on Saturday night.
And now we'll turn to your opponent, Erickson Hammer Lubin, as you have not let the loss against Jermell Charlo define your career. You have come back and won, knocking down top contender after top contender, 6 straight, and now you are in the precipice of getting back to a world title opportunity. This is for the interim WBC super welterweight belt. What have you learned about yourself over the last several years and winning 6 straight?
I've always knew I would be right back to, you know, title contention. You know, I just dared to be great early. You know, I tried to, you know, unthrone Charlo at an early age. You know, I was like 22 years old. I just had turned 22 years old. And, you know, I was just daring to be great. But I always knew I'd be right back in this position. I always knew I'd be one of the top dogs. You know, I was in that fight. I was in that fight with Charlo with just 3 years of experience as a pro. And now, you know, that it's been almost 5 years since that fight. So my experience only just gets better and better. And I only get better every time I step in that ring. And, you know, I want to show that I'm the best at 154 pounds. And, you know, get into that fraternity of the pay-per-views and the highest paydays. So that's why I'm doing it.
How have you assessed a guy like Sebastian Fundora in his past performances? And I'm sure you and your trainer, Kevin Cunningham, have been watching a lot of tape. How have you assessed him, and how does that matchup shape up for you?
I mean, we don't underestimate nobody. You know, he's a tall statue of a guy. You know, he's 6'6", 6'7", whatever they want to list him at. But, you know, I think skills pay the bills. You know, we go into camp and we draw up a game plan, and on fight night we execute it to, you know, our best ability. And, you know, he's a good fighter. He comes in shape. But like I said, skills pay the bills.
Now, I know you and your trainer, Kevin Cunningham, you know, from Orlando, Florida, but you moved your camp to Las Vegas here. And first off, why the change? And in training camp, how have you been able to prepare? I mean, Sebastian Fundora, he's 6'6" at 154 pounds. Were you able to find, you know, sparring similar to mimic the style a little bit, because that is such a unique build?
Yeah, well, we got away because we wanted to be isolated, wanted to be away from, you know, friends, family, no distractions. You know, I leave the gym and I go straight to my room, putting on film, putting on the greats, myself, you know, Fundora. I study my tape. But, you know, Kevin's a mastermind in this game. You know, he's dealt with multi-world champions. He's dealt with, you know, just some of the greatest fighters in our era. So, you know, I plan to be no different. I plan to come here and do great things. And Saturday night, you know, it's just, you know, the start. It's been started. You know, we just continuing it. It's our legacy.
First off, for you, Fundora, prediction Saturday night, first main event, live on Showtime Championship Boxing. How do you see it playing out?
Oh, we're just here to win. That's all whatever way it was, like Tony Harrison said, whatever way it is, we're just here to win.
Same question to you, Hammer.
I'm here to make a statement. I'm here to win in dominant fashion.
There you heard it from our main event. And now we'll turn things over to our media members. We have the microphone that will be passed around, so just please raise your hand, state your name and what outlet you are with, and feel free to ask any of the fighters up here your question.
Thanks, Miguel. Keith Idek from BoxingScene.com. My question is for Erickson. Erickson, how you doing? Can you learn from something that Tony himself did in that, he was stopped in a title fight and then didn't let that deter him and came back and became a world champion?
Well, for sure. I learned from not just my own loss, but I learned from other people's losses, for sure. But, I'm definitely focused on, my focus after the Charlo fight was just getting back to the top. That was the only thing, just getting back to the top and not letting nobody get in the way.
And Tony, could you just speak to maybe how you've seen Erickson come back from that loss and put himself in the position that he's in now?
I honestly don't think it's a guy hotter than him right now. It's a guy that's been on a fucking, like, the motherfucking win after win after win. Like, it's like out of everybody up here, I think everybody had their down spots. Everybody had, like, Sergio and Fundora had a tough fight, a tough out, and I think Lubin, for the stature of opponent that he's been facing, has been like he's been stellar. He's been stellar. I talk some shit to him every now and then, but right now I'm gonna give him his props. Like, he been stellar. Like, dude been stellar. His training been stellar. His trainer been talking. I talk more shit to his trainer, but his trainer been talking shit. And but they been walking and talking, man. And I like applaud him. Hats off to him. You know what I'm saying? And they here for a reason. And like I said, best man gonna win Saturday night between him and Fundora. It's gonna be an amazing fight. I'm there as a fan too.
Hi, Ernesto Amador from El Universal and Opus Jugar Boxeo. I have a question for Sebastian and then Sergio Garcia. Sebastian, they call you the Tower Inferno. Could you tell that this fight is going to be infernal, and why is that?
I can guarantee that this fight is going to be an inferno because we have the number 1 and number 2 fighting for the WBC. The next one after this, we're going to be fighting the champion for sure. So we're going to put everything and our all into this fight, and we're going to give you guys a great main event.
So you promise an infernal fight?
I can promise that. I can guarantee you it.
Okay, Sergio, hablando del momento de España, Sergio, regarding the Spain moment, regarding boxing, how is the feeling? ¿Cómo te sientes de ser parte de esta nueva era del boxeo español? How is the feeling to be part of this new era of Spanish boxing?
Bueno, pues estoy muy contento, ¿no? ¿Qué te voy a decir? Estoy para mí en la primera liga y quiero quedarme aquí y así lo quiero demostrar. Yo creo que lo demostré con Sebastián y bueno, hicimos una gran pelea y ahora lo voy a demostrar con Tony.
The fact that I get to represent Spain in such a stage, being here in the major leagues of boxing, is something that doesn't stop being amazing. So I want to show everybody that I have staying power in the major leagues. I think I proved it against Sebastian. I plan to prove it again on Saturday night. So you all are going to have to just wait and see what I have in store for you.
Right here, Stephen Cordeño, Carolina Sports. My question is for you, Erickson. Obviously, Sebastian's really tall. When was the last time you faced someone maybe with this much of a height disparity? I don't know, maybe in amateurs or...
I fought maybe my 15th fight or something like that. His name was Daniel Sandoval. Fought him. He was like 6'3" almost. Pretty tall dude. But I've been in the ring with all types of people. I've been sparring guys 6'6". I've been sparring with Jamonte Clark as well. Shouts out to him because he put his pride to the side. He's one of the top 154 pounders. Came to camp with me, and we put in tremendous work. I had another dude from out here in Vegas. He's about 6'6". So, the height don't mean much to me.
Yeah, this is Skip Brown. I'm from Dante's Boxing Nation by way of Aki TV. This question is for both Lubin and Fundora. Do you think that either you're capable of knocking out the other?
Who goes first? He said Lubin or Fundora. Of course. I got dynamite in both hands. I think anybody I get in the ring with, I'm capable of putting them out. But we got a game plan drawn up. We ready to go 12 rounds or we ready to get the stoppage. It don't matter. We here to win.
Same goes for me too. You know, I have power in both hands too. I trust my power, and you know, if it goes a decision like we said before, it does. But if it goes with a knockout, even better.